Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people were avoiding eye contact? Or maybe you have noticed someone looking away mid conversation or offering a polite smile that feels just a little forced? It's not always easy to spot, but sometimes, just sometimes, the habits we pick up with age can quietly push people away, even when we mean no harm at all. Aging brings wisdom, no doubt about that. But it also brings blind spots. Things we used to brush off or overlook can slowly become part of our daily behavior. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. Some of these habits, while completely unintentional, can make others uncomfortable. Yet, nobody ever says a word. Why? Because they don't want to seem rude, or maybe they assume that's just how older people are. But that doesn't mean we can't reflect and do something about it. So let's talk honestly today. This isn't about judging or criticizing. It's about growing. Even after 60, 70, 80, we are still evolving, still learning, still becoming better versions of ourselves. In this video, I want to talk to you like a friend, not a lecturer. We are going to explore some of the common, often unnoticed habits that might be turning others off and how just a little awareness can go a long way in keeping our relationships strong and joyful. Let's start with something many of us fall into without realizing: complaining constantly. Now, I don't mean the occasional vent about the weather or the traffic. That's absolutely human. But have you noticed how some conversations with older folks tend to revolve around what's wrong? Aches and pains, how things used to be better, how today's generation doesn't get it. These things can all feel very real, and you have every right to feel them. But when that becomes the central theme of our conversations, it slowly drains the energy out of the room. People start to feel like they are being pulled into a cloud they didn't sign up for. Think about the last time someone called you just to share good news or a funny story. How refreshing was that? Now imagine if you became that person, someone others look forward to hearing from because you lift their spirits. You don't have to fake happiness, but even a little shift in tone, a tiny effort to focus on joy instead of frustration, can make people feel more comfortable around you. It's amazing how that ripple spreads. Now let's talk about oversharing personal health issues. This one's tricky because when you're living with somebody something day in and day out, arthritis, high blood pressure, digestion problems, it's natural to want to talk about it. But think about how it sounds to someone who isn't going through it. Hearing vivid details about your medications, surgeries, bowel movements, or how many times you were up last night might be too much, especially in casual or social settings. It's not that people don't care, they often do, but they may not know how to respond. And sometimes they walk away feeling awkward or overwhelmed. Try this instead. When you do mention your health, keep it brief unless the other person asks for more. Then shift to something light. Ask them how they are doing or share a memory or something funny from your day. You'd be surprised how far a little balance goes. Another one, and this might sting a little, is not respecting personal space or boundaries. This can happen in small ways that don't feel like a big deal to us, but can make others feel uneasy. For example, giving unsolicited advice to your grown children or grandchildren. You might think you are helping, and your intention might be full of love, but to them it can feel like judgment. Whether it's how they are raising their kids, spending their money, or managing their time, it's tempting to chime in. But unless they ask, it's often better to just listen and offer support. The same goes for things like touching people during conversation or leaning in too close. Some people are very private about their space, especially younger folks. Again, none of this is meant to shame. It's about awareness. When we give people space, respect their choices, and show trust in their decisions, they often come closer to us, not the other way around. There's something incredibly powerful about being the kind of elder who knows when to speak and when to stay silent, who gives guidance only when it's invited, who leads with warmth, not pressure. That's the kind of presence people are drawn to, not out of obligation, but because it feels safe, comforting, and uplifting. We all want to be heard, we all want to be seen, but sometimes that desire leads us into habits that unintentionally ripple the very connection we crave. And the good news, none of these habits are fixed. They are just patterns, and patterns can be changed gently, patiently, and with kindness to ourselves. So, if you have noticed yourself slipping into one of these habits lately, don't beat yourself up. That's not the point. Instead, think of this as a gentle nudge, a reminder that your presence matters, that your energy impacts the room, and that with just a little awareness, you can keep shining in a way that draws people toward you, not away. Now that we have taken a closer look at some of these habits, like constant complaining, oversharing health issues, and crossing personal boundaries, let's keep going. There's more we need to explore. Now, let's talk about another habit that can sneak in quietly, being overly negative or dismissive about the present. It's easy to say, back in my day, things were better, or this generation is lost. Maybe it feels true in the moment, but constant negativity about the world today can make younger people feel judged or disconnected. They may start to feel like they'll never measure up in your eyes, no matter what they do. And honestly, we have all said things like this without thinking much of it. But imagine how it would feel if you were on the other end, always hearing that everything today is worse. It can make people pull back emotionally, even if they love you deeply. Try looking for something small to praise in today's world. Maybe it's how quick a video call can connect you with your grandchildren, or how your favorite song is still available at the tap of a button. These simple acknowledgements help bridge the gap between generations and make you feel more approachable and connected. Then there's the habit of interrupting conversations or not listening fully. Sometimes it's because we are excited to share a story. Other times we are afraid we'll forget our point if we wait too long. But constantly cutting in can make people feel like they are not being heard. They might stop opening up altogether. It takes effort to hold back, especially when you have something valuable to say. But showing patience, letting someone finish their thought, and then offering your input, those small acts of respect go a long way. People feel seen, valued, understood. Now, another subtle one, talking down to younger people or being overly critical to their choices, whether it's how they dress, talk, work, or raise their kids. Constant criticism creates a wall. You might not mean to come off as harsh. You might be thinking, I just want to help. But what they often hear is, you are not doing it right. That stings and it pushes people away. Instead, think of your own younger years. Remember how many times you had to figure things out the hard way? Give that same room to the next generation. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is let someone grow through their own mistakes while simply standing by with support and understanding. And finally, for now, let's touch on repeating the same stories too often. We all love a good tale, and some stories are worth repeating. But when it becomes a regular loop, telling the same event every time you meet someone, it can wear thin. People may start tuning out even if they don't say anything. That doesn't mean your stories don't matter. They absolutely do. It just means it helps to be mindful, to bring in fresh memories, new insights, or even ask others to share theirs too. Conversations are like dances. Everyone wants a turn. All of this comes from a place of care, because the truth is, you still have so much to offer. Your presence can be calming, your words can be wise, and your stories can be cherished. And when we take a moment to notice how we are coming across, not to impress, but to connect, we deepen those bonds that truly matter. Let's continue with a habit that's often overlooked: resisting change completely or refusing to try new things. It's completely natural to feel a bit uneasy about new technology, new ways of doing things, or unfamiliar trends. But when we shut those things down with phrases like, that's not for me, or I don't need all that, it can create a wall between us and the world around us. People might stop inviting us into new experiences because they assume we won't be open to them. It doesn't mean you have to start learning everything or keep up with every trend, but being curious, asking questions, or even trying something new, like sending a voice message or watching a short video someone recommended, shows others that you are still engaged with life, and that energy is contagious. It makes people want to be around you, share with you, include you. Another habit that quietly turns people away is dominating conversations. When we do most of the talking, especially in group settings, it can unintentionally push others into the background. Sometimes we talk more because we are excited. Other times it's just habit. We fill the silence with stories, advice, or opinions. But people, especially younger ones, may start to feel like their voice doesn't matter when they can't get a word in. Try this. Ask a question, then really listen to the answer. Not just waiting for your turn to talk, but showing interest in their answer. Let others lead the conversation sometimes. You'll be amazed at how that small shift can make people feel more connected to you. And let's not forget, dwelling too much on the past or refusing to let go of old grievances, holding on to hurt from long ago, bringing up who wronged you or what went wrong again and again. These things weigh not only on you but also on those around you. They can feel like they are being pulled into old pain they can't fix. Forgiveness, even if it's silent and for your own peace, is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself and others. People feel lighter in your presence when you're focused more on peace than the pain of the past. Lastly, there's the habit of being overly stubborn or refusing help out of pride. It's one thing to be independent, that's something to celebrate. But when pride makes us say no to support that could actually improve our quality of life, it creates tension. Your children, your friends, your neighbors, they offer help not because they think you are weak, but because they love you. Letting someone help doesn't make you any less strong. It deepens connection. It tells the other person, I trust you. And that trust makes people feel closer to you. So, take this message to heart. Your age doesn't limit your power to connect, to inspire, or to evolve. You are still shaping your story, still writing the chapters, still making a difference in the lives of people who care about you. You have got more life to live, and you're doing beautifully. Keep going and see you in the next video.